Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
It's a beautiful day in the Cappy Hood, a beautiful day in the Cappy Hood. Would you be my whore? Would you be my whore? Hey, check this out. Visiblehandfashion.com. I showed this to you guys before. Liberal arts, criminal justice, law, theology. It's a pretty funny mug there. I like that. Daddy, my coffee. All right, let's get some asshole consulting done because it's been building up. Because the old captain's been dealing with a water heater, a lawnmower, fucking computer, new camcorder. Oh! Hello, Aaron. I hope you are enjoying your motorcycle ride. The Lake Tahoe pictures you posted are incredible. I gotta throw more pictures up. Now to the matter at hand. My best friend and his wife welcomed their first child almost a week ago and named me the godfather to this baby girl, which is a responsibility I would immediately reject. That because you have this implied responsibility to take care of that child. That is, I'd be like, no, don't name me. No. Even though there may not be any legal requirement, there's this social and familial expectation, and like you could be having a grand old time and like. Parents are tragically, heaven forbid, get killed in a car accident, and there's no other nieces or nephews or grandparents, and now you're stuck with a kid that you didn't really ask for, nor had the pleasure of bringing into the world. I recently came into a fair amount of money. However, as a minimalist, I don't need the money, and I've decided I like to put it into a trust fund for my granddaughter to use when she turns 18. She can use the money to travel, go to trade school, buy property, etc. Obviously, reading Worthless is a must before she uses it to pay for college. Is this a good idea? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Let me know your price. Please make this a video response and message me if you have any questions. Have a great day. Did you want to remain anonymous? Steve. Steve would like to know. All right, Steve, here's the deal. Now is the time, if you're going to do something like this, whether it's your goddaughter or not, it could be your actual child or a goddaughter, or just somebody's kid you actually care about. Now is the time when they are born because of the power of compounding. I teach online classes in finance investing. Don't bother signing up. I'm done with my gig come August. I never have to teach those classes again. And the number one thing I imbue and instill in my students, among many other number one things, is that you need time to work for you. And so if you remember exponential math, that's the power of compounding. If you don't know what that is, not you, Steve. I know you know what that is. But you're like, I don't know what about. Then you weren't paying attention to 5th grade mathematics, and go fuck yourself. Anyway, so now is the time to take some seed money, invest it, and then have it grow exponentially down the road. Now there are different ways you could invest that. You could throw it into a 529 plan, which is specifically dedicated towards a child's qualified education expenses, assuming it's still around in 18 years and the kid goes to college or some form of higher education. You could throw it into an actual trust fund, but then you got to go and get lawyers and accountants and set it up, and there's costs associated with that. You could just throw it into a brokerage account for her. There's a Coverdell like savings plan. Coverdell, spelled the same way. There's other investments. The larger point is whichever vehicle you decide to use to invest this money and set it aside for the kid, you need to start now. And so this quite literally is an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of agony, or a drop of sweat is worth buckets of blood. So if you throw in $1,000 now, down the road in 20 years, well, let's just do some quick mathematics here. Let's have the old captain. We'll fire up yet another program on my already taxed computer to give you an example. That's if Excel would pull up. Thank you. Let's go here. Yes, I want that, Bill Gates. So let's do equals 1.0, let's say 8% average returning mutual fund for 18 years. Is that it? Really? 8%? Huh. Oh, that includes, never mind, that includes, the stock market's 12. I was thinking like a mixed mutual fund. Let's do 12%. Yeah, so if you invest assuming the market performs like it used to, blah, 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 average index fund, you'll basically make 8 times the amount of money that you invest. So let's say you got $10,000, you throw it in there, I don't know how much of an inheritance you got. $10,000 today, kid's got roughly $80,000 by the time she graduates at 18. And so now is the number one time to do that. Here's the problem. You don't know if the kid's going to be a prick or not. You don't know if this kid's going to be a social justice warrior asshole. And again, not the good asshole like me. Right? And this is what I found with kids. Look, and these kids, they're indoctrinated, they're brainwashed, and they start off good. But I've seen it happen. And then they become teenagers, and then they're just go. And there's absolutely no work ethic. Now, has the old captain met some kids that, yes, because I have thousands of fans out there, and you guys got your kids worthless, and I hear great stories about the kid going on, and they've learned mechanics by the time they're 16. They're self-taught programmers. They know now that the women want to go, and they admit, I do want to have kids, I do want to have a family, I am going to support my husband, but I'm going to go into STEM, but my number one thing, and the guy's like, no, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to go into the military. And God bless them. And if I knew them personally, if they were my grandchild, or godchild, I would squirrel away the money and invest. But you don't know how this kid is going to turn out. Because for every one of those success stories, I can point out 10, where the kid's just your rank and file, not even social justice warrior crusader, but just lazy. That's the other thing, is lazy. And if you want this kid to grow into a functional adult, there must be suffering. There must be pain, there must be agony, there must be self-supportation. And that is all going to depend on how your buddies raise this kid. And how the kid itself starts, once it gets sentience, is the kid going to behave? Is the kid going to do well? Is the kid going to go to school and get good grades? What's the kid going to do? So I would wait until the kid turns 18 before you give this kid any money. So and unfortunately, not having a designated beneficiary is going to make it a little bit more difficult to get some kind of tax deduction. Like with a 529 plan, there's some tax benefits that come with that. But what I would do is take your money and squirrel it away into some brokerage firm, okay? Just admit you're not going to get no, the tax benefits or anything like that. Just throw it into some kind of an account and be prepared that you might have to pay some taxes on it. And then take that 10 grand, you throw it into an average returning mutual fund, an index fund, whatever. Betterment. Old Captain recommends Betterment. Go through my affiliate program. But you can do Robinhood, any brokerage. Well, not any brokerage, but go with a good brokerage. Drop 10 grand in it. Index fund, be done with it. Don't even look it up. Be done with it. Okay? 18 years comes on. You're going to know by the time the kid's like 14, 15, 16, once the kid gets in high school, you're going to have an idea as to whether or not this kid deserves the money, or whether you're just going to be pissing away the money on some kid who's going to, because in your case it's a daughter, but in the case of the guy, is the boy going to just blow it on a car? Is the girl going to blow it on some worthless liberal arts degree? Are the kids working? Do they have any hustle? And for God's sake, do not tell the parents or the kid that you've established this fund, because it's going to alternate their behavior. Right? The kid will pay you lip service. The kid will be, oh yeah, I got a job, yeah, I work. I said, no, because you're not even sure you're going to give this kid the money, because this is the old Clairmeister's plan. You are going to save it either for yourself or the kid. That's what you're going to do. Okay? Goddamn fucking dog. Jesus Christ. Don't worry, someday the old captain's going to have enough money, he's going to have his own recording studio, and it's not going to be in a shed. Anyway, so what you're going to do, you have the money, you invested, you got roughly 80 grand, I don't know what your initial seed capital is going to be. Kid looks like she's going to turn out to be a total bitch. She's arrogant, she's cocky, she's beautiful. Or she's shaving her head one way, she's ugly, she's hideous, and she wants, the government to pay for everything. That kid doesn't deserve it. That kid does not, they'll piss it away. Or they'll use it worse, they'll go use it for some socialist purposes. You then take that money and you do whatever you want with it. You go buy yourself a fancy car, because that's better use for it. You'll at least employ some good people. Some good will come of it if you buy a car. You give it to a girl or a guy that's going to piss it away on theater degree or a communications degree, women's studies degree. That's wasted. That's wasted. You could employ a lot of auto workers buying a nice car or anything. You buy Subway sandwiches for the rest of your days. Employ some real workers, all right? But then there's a chance, I say it's 1 in 10, maybe 1 in 5, that the kid's going to be great. Kid's going to turn out all right. Kid's going to want to go into the military. And even then, I think 18's too young. Because you're like, hey, here's some money. Well, the kid's never had to... The kid needs to suffer. Everybody needs to suffer. All right? The only people who are of interest and of value have suffered in this life. They have not led cushy little pampered lives. They become, pampered little pussies. It's just, you need to let the kid, wake up and live in the real world. Budget, strive, starve. Not like kids in Ethiopia, but certainly like, oh geez, I gotta eat ramen. Do kids even eat ramen noodles anymore? Or is just daddy government warbucks come in and keep lending them money so they can get fat? Because there's a lot of fat. I always got a kick out of that. The freshman 15. I'm like, how did you people gain weight? How? And this was in the 90s, like, oh yeah, you're a bunch of prissy spoiled brats and cunts from the goddamn suburbs. Twin Cities is filled with swipple, spoiled rotten kids. And they had mommy and daddy just airlift them food and money and free cars. And that's how they gained the freshman 15. You want this kid to lose the freshman 15. So then that person becomes a real, in her case, woman, or boy's case, man, and they can support themselves, they budget, and they're not coming back home at 32. Mom, Dad, I need to live at home because my communications degree isn't working out. I need a master's in communications degree. Can you go sign my student loans? So I would let it grow. Well, what would it grow at? I'm not going to pull up. It'd be what, 100 grand. You throw 10 grand in, you wait till the kid's 22, make sure the kid bounced around a little bit. You don't have to give it till the kid earns it. You can just let it sit there forever. Kid might never earn it. Then all of a sudden you're sitting at, 40 years from now, you're sitting on $250,000 worth of investments. And then, I don't know, 40 years from now, $250,000 won't buy jack in terms of housing, but it'll be nice to have. So that's what I would do. Invest it now. Throw it in there. Don't even worry about it. Have it earmarked. But that kid's got to earn it. That kid has got to earn it. It's like if the kid goes and majors in chemical engineering, she has to take on some student loans. She goes in the military or whatever, and then she busts her ass off, and you see she's kicking ass, and da-da-da-da-da. You're like, hey, you know what, kid? By the way, back in the day, here's 80 grand. Holy cow, that's a 20% down payment. Oh my gosh, that's half the house. Oh my God. Granddad Steve. Huh? Hey, wait, you hit a legitimate kid. Never mind. Government's gonna. Then it's happy for Steve Aru time. Steve Aru gets to do whatever he wants to do. Wait until the kid earns it. That's the most important thing. That's it. So, all right, that's all the Captain's got. You guys got questions? Cappy's got answers over at ASLconsulting.com. Check out the Older Brother podcast, podcasting today, but since this is on YouTube's, it'll be every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Times. Check out the links below for the Patreon, the books, the podcast, the things, the stuff. And remember, if you have questions, I have answers as long as you have money over at ASLconsulting.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.